Honey bun cake. That is some good cake, and I'm fixing to show you how I make a honey bun cake. Let's get into it. So first things first, I'm gonna grease and flour my pan. Now, when I grease and flour all of my pans, I use a mixture of cake goop. I have just come to love that. I've discovered that in a Facebook pound cake group. So, cake goop is an equal mixture of vegetable oil, shortening, and flour. And I take my hand blender and I mix it until it's smooth and creamy, and I keep it in a bowl for when I need it. And so that's what I'm doing, brushing on the cake goop. Now, this cake is not going to be flipped out of the pan, but I still want the cake to come out easily when the people cut it. And it just makes for an easier experience. So after I've done that, I'm taking some flour and I'm just gonna dust the pan a little bit, and we're done. After that, I'm just gonna pour it out there onto my little silicone mat, and then I'm gonna clean the mat. I don't show you that part, but if I could show you all the times I wash my hands in this video too. I edited all of that out too. So anyway, my name is Michelle and I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. And if you like my video, please take the time to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you are watching this on. So you're going to take one package of yellow cake mix, 4 room temperature large eggs, 1 cup of room temperature sour cream. You see, I don't waste no ingredients, honey. Those ingredients are expensive. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, but I pour that by the spirit, honey. So also you're going to take 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil, and you're going to blend until it's well combined. You don't want to over blend it, because over blending yields a dry cake, and don't nobody want no dry cake, honey. So after I'm done, I take my cookie scooper. It's a 3 tablespoon cookie scooper, and I just strategically place some dollops of cake batter on the bottom of that pan, because this cake is tricky. You don't want to run out of batter for your top layer, because you put some cake batter on the pan, and then you put a mixture of cinnamon, brown sugar, and nutmeg on top of that, and then you put the rest of the batter, and you don't want to be short. So that's why I do it this way, and I use my offset spatula to just kind of connect the dots. And you're gonna see here, you might not have to do this, but I had to do this because I had a couple of little spots that were not quite level, and I wanted it to be level. So that's what I'm doing right here, just going through and just making sure it's level. This recipe is an adaptation from a channel called See What Rita's Cooking. I love that recipe. I've made it for a lot of customers. It never disappoints. But instead of using 1 cup of brown sugar, I'm using 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar, because I always have some left, and I don't like to waste my stuff, because the stuff ain't cheap. Okay, so 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar is just fine. Actually, it was still a little much. Probably want to use just between 2/3 of a cup and a half a cup. So I'm just taking my fork and I'm going through and just covering that bottom layer of cake mix, and then I'm gonna take my cookie scoop again, and here I go, making some more dots around the pan, and then I'm gonna connect those dots. Now, Miss Rita had a conundrum. She could not really figure out. She said she was having trouble, if anybody could figure out something to let her know, but she was having trouble with making sure she had enough for that top, and then not disturbing that brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg after she put it up, because she was using a butter knife. So Miss Rita, I hope you're gonna see this. I'm gonna tag you because I really want you to see it. I've been thinking about it for a long time, for a couple of years as a matter of fact, but I just got this new thing from the TikTok shop where you hang this thing around your neck and it holds your phone magnetically so that you can film. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna shoot a YouTube video. So that's why I'm doing this today. So I'm gonna just knock out the air bubbles, and then I take my skewer. And I get these skewers from the Dollar Tree too, child. $1.25. You get about 50 of them. They are very important when you are making cakes because you want to make sure your cake is done, but you don't want your cake to be dry. So I just literally am writing love in this cake. You know, words have power, honey. Words have power. So then I'm just going through and just making more swirls because I like to play in it. I do. I love to play with frosting. I love to play with cake batter. With my spatula, it's so soothing. I don't know if you can see an air bubble popping out of there, but I saw it. So now I'm going to just take my offset spatula and just go back over the top of that and smooth that out. I was really pleased with the way this cake turned out. I told my customer that I would have her cake ready for pickup at 4:30. I also had a customer who was coming to pick up some tea cakes. Well, let me pause for the cause. So now I'm going to show you how I'm making the topping for the cake. A cup and a half of not brown sugar, confectioner sugar, 4 tablespoons of, I'm using whipping cream. Rita was using milk. I've used milk in the past, but I honestly like the consistency of the whipping cream better because it doesn't run. Whenever I use the milk, I would put that frosting on there, but then it would just kind of run and slide off the cake. There was no sliding off the cake today. So, here I am just I just woke up, you guys, so forgive me. So I'm just mixing it up, and when you see that mixture just kind of piling up after you lift your spoon up and drop the frosting back onto the bowl, if it piles upon itself like that, you are in business. Now if it disappears into there like a puddle, you have overdone it with the liquid. It's too thin, and you're gonna need to add some more powdered sugar, quite a bit more powdered sugar, might I add, and then you're gonna probably run into it being too sweet. So anyway, my customer showed up a little early. I had a customer coming to pick up some tea cakes. So I saw her outside, but I thought she was the customer coming to get a tea cake. So I went outside with the bag of tea cakes and discovered there was a lady there for the cake, and she was early. So I was like, okay, I gotta go run back inside. I'm almost through with your cake. And then the guy shows up for the tea cakes. So I had to go back out there with the tea cakes. But anyway, here I am. I poured the mixture into my piping bag, and then I'm squeezing it out onto the cake. And I'm gonna take my offset spatula and smooth it on. Put that lid on. That's why I like these little pans from the Dollar Tree, y'all, because they come with the lid, and that is so important, especially when you're baking for somebody else and they're gonna take that stuff home. You just, want to have it all together. I like to present a professional appearance in all my business dealings and everything. Just be on point. People are impressed with that. I always bring my A game. Happy baking, guys. Bye.